Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Ashemarie and I like to draw stuff and share it here online. I know I have been missing in action for the past couple of weeks. I have been dealing with some issues like my internet was out for a while and I honestly had some other bills to prioritize over the internet. So that might happen again in the next few months as it gets closer to me and my boyfriend getting ready to move. So that might be coming up in the future, but I hope that I can continue to film stuff and hopefully make a little stockpile of videos that I can have ready to go and upload it. Sorry, I got distracted in the middle of that. My cat jumped up on me and startled me. Anyways, now that I'm done with that long intro, I have been working very hard to try to keep up with Mermay this year since last year I don't know, last year I started it. It's actually a few of my very first videos on this channel are actually a couple of mermaid pieces, but I really got discouraged last year because I couldn't film and record them all, and I was still really nervous about doing voiceover, and I couldn't handle it last year, so I caved partway through. But this year I have a render sketchbook that has just kind of been chilling on my shelf, and I really kind of wanted to do like 3 different sets of monthly art challenges in it since I have, I think, roundabouts like 96 pages or something like that. I figured it would be kind of perfect to be able to do a bunch of kind of themed artworks that all went together, and it would give me like a driving, I don't know, a driving force to actually be able to do full color illustrations on each and every page, which is not my typical style in a sketchbook at all. I end up usually buying really nice paper for sketchbooks and then wasting it, quote unquote, with a pencil sketches or just regular, multi-liner ink sketches because I was afraid to put color on it, even though I paid for an expensive sketchbook so I could use color in it. But that is an artist struggle for another day's conversation. I had lots of fun with these mermaid pieces so far, and honestly, as I am looking back at them and it is further along in the month and I have obviously gotten much further in my drawings, I feel like I have already managed to make them a fair amount less stiff than the few I did in the beginning. I will admit that I am kind of running out of mermaid poses, and it is only like the 22nd, and I'm still a few days behind. I think I'm on like the 16th because I've had some really busy days at work, but I'm hoping that I can finish a few more this evening after I finish this voiceover, of course, and that I can finish them before I have to head into work tomorrow. I really hope that I am able to stockpile some videos and go ahead and get them, dubbed with voiceover so I can get them recorded for you guys and just like have them uploaded to YouTube, but have them set as private so that whenever my internet does go out, I can just upload them as need be, rather publish them as need be. Yeah, that's the right words. But I'm hoping that we won't have to deal with that too much. Well, at least not while we're still, at least not while we're still here. At least not before we move. I don't know why I repeated that so many times. I was so disappointed as I started this page because you can see those little like gray spots on it. I'm so silly. I was eating dinner on my desk like I do. You can throw all the judgment you want at me. I Yeah, I was eating my dinner and apparently a couple of flecks of grease flew over onto my sketchbook and that paper just like sucked it up. So that's fun, but I will say in the finished illustration, it is not really that noticeable and I managed to cover it up pretty well. So good job, me. Stop eating at my desk. Never. I I really wanted this piece to be a lot more like pastel than it turned out in the end because honestly, I made just a couple of poor marker choices, and as soon as it touched the paper, I knew it was the wrong choice, but it was already too far. So I just have to accept her as she is and then maybe let myself be inspired to retry this as a full illustration piece later on. One thing I tried to keep in mind while I was working on these mermaid pieces is that I wanted them to kind of be like freestanding illustrations, if that makes sense. Like, I didn't want them to be trapped with a background on them because I've been trying to be a little bit more mindful in some of my illustrations so that I can potentially easier apply them to Redbubble merchandise or just merchandise in general. And I think, me keeping things like that in mind could be, nothing but beneficial for me. So I've been trying to do that, hence why this one has like a geometric like little triangle behind her. I have been trying to vary between like a circle and a rectangle and a triangle and a square and you know at it being, let me see, I'm looking down now, being on my 19th drawing out of the 22 that I should have and the 31 that I should have in the final ending, that's not a lot of variation. That's only like 4 shapes being repeated over and over again, but I am kind of enjoying trying to pick out like which shape would best I guess go well with the illustration. So it's been pretty enjoyable. I have also really enjoyed that since I started doing those little shapes behind them that I could actually give them a, quote unquote background without having to necessarily devote the extra time since this is, a daily challenge and the extra inks, which some of my blue markers are starting to get a little bit dry. So that's a big issue at this point. If I can't blend out my blues, it doesn't actually look like ocean. It just looks like streaks. So I really am glad that I thought of the idea to put the little triangles behind them. I was inspired by a few other artists on Instagram. I definitely have been scouring the mermaid tags so that I can, of course, like other people's stuff, but also see what everybody else is doing because that's one of the big fun things of Mermay is seeing how everybody else draws mermaids. I really, really enjoyed this piece a lot, even if her hair didn't come out exactly the way I had planned. I really want to repeat it again in the future. Now, this is that first drawing that I really didn't like how it turned out, so I deleted that footage. Here are the other few, and at time of recording this is when my internet went out, so obviously I'm just at the beginning, and I will be updating you guys with a sketchbook tour once I'm done. If you want to see all my mermaids, you can check my Instagram out. My links are in the description down below, or you can chill here and check out some videos that YouTube picked for you. Thanks so much for watching. I really, really appreciate it, and have a great night. Bye!